What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Eastside Flop. I'm Eric G, and I am fucking angry to say the least. Um, the Ravens are in the worst position that I have seen them in a while since 2015. We have five starters get injured in yesterday's game versus the Chiefs, and we looked fucking horrible. I mean, that is the worst Ravens football game I have ever seen. And there are just a bunch of problems that this team is having. There's a bunch of issues that the team is having, and none of them are getting fixed. So let's talk about it. Let's look at the game itself real quick before I jump into the problems. I mean, you start off 7-0. You think that's a great start. They went down the field. All right, 7-3. Defense doing their thing. 2 field goals on 2 possessions. I'm loving that. And then what happens? Turnover. Oh, okay. All right. Again, held them after the interception. I believe was in here. And then we just never stopped them. Ever stopped them. I knew they were going to score. I knew it was going to be a high score in the game. I said you needed 38 to win. They put up 37. 38 would have won. But the amount of injuries that occurred was insane. And right here was the change in the game. It's 27-10. We are driving the ball. It is a fourth or a 3rd-and-1 situation. And they have a pass play drawn up. Derrick Henry been running the fuck out of that ball. He's averaging 6 yards per carry. And they're like, you know what? We're going to run a pass play. Because it would be better to have a pass play worked out with Justice Hill. Derrick Henry wasn't even out there. And at halftime, they talked to Harbaugh. He's like, yeah, we got to get Derrick Henry more involved. That's one of the goals that we're looking to do. And we going to have him more involved. And what did they do? Not involve him in the pass game. And then not even use it. It's 3rd-and-1. And then Lamar gets hurt that game. That on that play. In the game. Like, you could have just ran the fucking ball. It's 3rd-and-1. If you go get a touchdown, this game is 27-17. And that's a dogfight of a game. And you're still in it. And instead Lamar gets hurt. And you could tell he got up quick and then immediately started to grab his hamstring. And everybody like, oh, he just gave up on his team. No, you could see the pain. You could see if you've ever had a hamstring type injury, you don't necessarily know the adrenaline's still running through you. But he got up and then started walking and was like, oh shit. And went to the sideline immediately. Immediately went to training staff. It was ridiculous. And then after that, just all the injuries that we had just completely put this game off the rails after that. I mean, they just were able to do everything that they wanted. And, you know, we just didn't have a team at that point. It was over. Game was over when Lamar went out. But that brings me to kind of the issues that this team is having. So not only did you lose that game, not only are you 1-3, not only do you have 5 starters out of that game, they had no fight. The whole game, it felt like they just weren't fighting. It wasn't that old school, you never out of it mentality. And like Kyle Hamilton has said some shit about Ravens fans being spoiled. No, this is what the organization is about. You disrespecting the organization. The fans are calling you out because the organization has never been like this. And now y'all are suddenly going against the organization. This is not what we do. This is not what Baltimore does. And all of a sudden he got comments to say. They had no fight that whole game. There are clearly leadership issues within the clubhouse. I said dugout like it's baseball. Within the clubhouse, there are plenty of issues in that locker room. Plenty of issues. The fact that there is no leadership is a problem. Whether that's Lamar not stepping up, whether it's somebody on defense not stepping up, there are huge issues with leadership. We don't have a Ray Lewis or Ed Reed in that locker room telling people how it is, telling people how it should be. We need those people. When we won a Super Bowl, we had those people. People were vocal. Step up, say something. Do something. I thought Roquan was going to be that guy. I thought Lamar was going to be that guy. Clearly they aren't. And that's something that people aren't talking about. Everybody's talking about Lamar's performance. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. He's not a leader. And it is proven in that game today. They're talking about the narrative doesn't matter. The narrative is not important. It's very important. You need to be a leader. You need to say, hey, I haven't played my best in these games. We have not played our best in these games. They've had our number. Let's go out and let's get them. Take it in their house, and we're going to take what is rightfully ours. Go in there and have a speech that gets people ready to run through a wall. You need to be a leader. We have no leadership. And it starts from the head coach. Harbaugh is not a great leader. He never has been. He had leaders in the past. Now he doesn't. Look at where the team is. 2012 was the last Super Bowl. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a real issue. He hasn't had leadership, but he's had the best team, and he's unable to get it done. That brings me to my next point. We should have been a dynasty by now. We should have won in 2013, 2023, 2024. You should have had back-to-back Super Bowls and your third ring with Lamar. You had the best team, but we didn't have leadership. We've had problems in the locker room. As a coach, you should be able to fix that. That's kind of your job. Run things, manage things, and be the leader. And he's clearly not the leader. He's clearly not the guy. I've been saying it since 2019. We will not win a Super Bowl under Harbaugh. And that's proven this season. Because again, you had the best roster in football. What did you do? Throw it down the drain. You lost a primetime Monday Night Football game in Baltimore when you were one of the best primetime teams in the league. Only second to Cleveland, but Cleveland, their fans are crazy. So that kind of makes sense. The problem being, there is no leadership overall. You could have had a dynasty. You could have been the team that everybody hated. And instead, everybody's laughing at you because you keep blowing it. That's a huge issue. I mean, at this point, it seems like we need a rebuild. It seems like we need to start over and rebuild. I can't believe I'm saying that. If you would have told me that before the season started, I would have been like, that's crazy. But it feels like this is the same Orioles season. High expectations and then blew them and made dumb decisions. This feels like the Orioles season all over again. Ravens fans are going to be like, we're not like the Orioles. We are. I'm a fan of both teams. I'm seeing it again. And that's an issue. And I think one way you can address the leadership issue during this rebuild is get Ray Lewis and Ed Reed on the damn coaching staff in one way, shape, or form. Get a guy that knows how to lead to shape these young men coming into the organization. Because right now, we do have a lot of young talent. So right now, it seems like we might need to rebuild. That might mean getting rid. Does Lamar, before I even say this, does Lamar even want to stay with this organization? I would have been done sick of it. You're one of the best players on the planet. You've had the best roster all these years. If I'm Lamar, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Fuck the contract. Fuck the renegotiations. I'm going. Let me go play for a different team, a different organization. Because it's despicable what we're doing to his career. Absolutely ridiculous. And to be honest, I don't want to see him go. But if he does go, I'm going to be a Ravens fan and a Lamar fan. And if Lamar and the Ravens are playing, I don't care who wins because it doesn't matter. With that being said, the smart thing may be to keep him since he is one of the best damn quarterbacks on the planet. And you can argue with a wall on that. Wins don't matter when it comes to QB versus QB. You can argue everybody got more wins than him. Allen got more wins. Allen and Lamar have the same amount of rings. So until that changes, the winning aspect is BS for both of them. And also like Allen versus Mahomes, you don't need to be, you can be the best quarterback on the field and lose the game. Ain't that crazy? And that's happened a lot with Mahomes and Allen and Mahomes and Lamar. And Allen and Lamar. There's been times Lamar has won and not played the best. And then there's times that Allen's won and he's not played the best. Both sides. So if I'm Lamar, I'm thinking, let me go to a different organization. Let me switch things up for real. But if I'm the Ravens, there needs to be a rebuild. You need to get leaders. You need to learn how to build leadership in this damn locker room. And you need to do it as fast as possible. And I would start now. And that means firing Harbaugh. That means getting rid of Harbaugh and getting somebody else in that can do that. And maybe Ray and Ed Reed don't want to be a part of this because it's just an embarrassment, man. It's an embarrassment. It really is. This season has gone from Super Bowl contenders to we really better miss the playoffs. And we'll see what happens with these injuries. If we get guys back, maybe you go on the craziest run ever and win the division. But these guys need to be back to do that. Do I think we can still win the division? Yes. The AFC North is just a mess this year. It's a mess. Nobody has an offense. You either have one or the other. You either have a good defense or a good offense. Nobody in the AFC North has a complete team. So it's up for grabs. It is up for grabs. So we'll see if you can get those people back. But if you can't, the season's over. And you wasted it. Could have been in a position where you were 2-2, 3-0 going into that game. Oh, you lose. Really should have been 2-2. You really shouldn't have lost to Buffalo. Lions outplayed you. Chiefs outplayed you. Outcoached you, I should say. Because coaching has been a problem. But to me, it's a rebuild, and you need to start doing it ASAP. I would start interviewing coaches, head coaches. I would publicly say that and put pressure on Harbaugh. But we'll see what is going to happen with this organization, with this team. We'll see. These next 2 weeks need to be wins. You need to be 3-3 in the next 2 weeks to even have a shot at playoffs. And then go on a run after that. So we'll see what all happens. We'll see if they can get it done. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if I'm crazy, if I'm being over dramatic. I think that this is just absolutely insane. So hopefully they turn it around, but I have no faith in this team, and it is a problem. With that being said, we'll see y'all in the next one. Hopefully it'll be more positive, but I have a feeling it's going to be the same thing. So we'll see what happens. See y'all in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. Peace.